Hi guys, this is Albusco. Welcome back to another video. In the last video, we ranked the songs off of OU812, the 8th album from Van Halen. Now we're going to be ranking those songs off of their first 90s album called For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Now, you know what's funny with the title of their albums is kind of funny, because ever since David Lee Roth left the band and when Sammy joined, they've been coming up with names of titles. Well, for instance, with OU812, they had David Lee Roth released his debut album, Eat 'em and Smile, and then they came up with OU812 as in OU812, and then they came up with For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, which is an acronym for the F word, and we don't use profanity on this channel, so we're just going to call it the F word. And then David Lee Roth released an album called Your Filthy Little Mouth. So that was kind of funny. It was kind of writing albums at each other in a way, kind of like with like when the Beatles broke up. Paul wrote Too Many People because it was about John, and then John wrote How Do You Sleep. Too Many People was on Paul and Linda McCartney's Ram album, and How Do You Sleep was on John Lennon's second album, Imagine. So they were writing songs at each other, and Wawa by George Harrison was about Paul McCartney. I don't think anyone wrote a song about George or Ringo, but yeah, that's really how the premise is kind of with the titles. But regarding that, we're going to pay attention to the songs, and there are 11 songs on here. This album has really aged well a lot for me, and it's not really one of my favorite, like one of my absolute favorite Van Halen albums, but it has grown on me quite a bit. And I've always loved most of the songs. But I'm just gonna say right off the bat, the bottom two on this list are not some of my favorites. We're just gonna leave it there. And yeah, I tried getting into the bottom two that are on my list, but they just don't do a lot for me. So let's get into this. So coming in at number 11, I've never really been a huge fan of the song "Spanked." I listened to this album today, and I just remembered, "Spanked." I never really was a huge fan of it back in the day, and still it's just, it's not the worst, but it's just there. And something had to be at the bottom, so Spanked is at the bottom, even though it's not awful. It's just, in my opinion, not that good. So coming in at number 11 is Spanked. Coming in at number 10, another one I've never really been huge about, Run Around, and I think that the music video is just them high-fiving each other. Yeah. That's the music video. They're just high-fiving each other. And this song was pretty popular back in the day. Never really was a huge fan. Some of their hits, kind of like Black and Blue from OU812, which has grown on me, but back in the day, I wasn't huge about it. Same thing with this. But it's not, again, not the worst, but I just felt like it could have been better. So coming in at number 10 is going to be Runaround. But everything else I love on the album. Coming in at number 9 is Man on a Mission. This song has grown on me quite a bit. And I like the bass and guitar in the opener. I always thought it was cool. And yeah, pretty underrated also. This is kind of another fan favorite, tied with another one that you'll hear later. That you'll hear about it later. No, I'm kidding. Well, yeah, you are going to hear about it later, but not the song. But Man on a Mission, I've always, I always kind of liked it in the beginning, but it has grown on me quite a bit. So coming in at number 9 is Man on a Mission. Coming in at number 8, this song is a great guitar solo in this song, and I've always loved this song a lot. I kind of wish it was ranked higher, but it's my opinion. So coming in at number 8 is In and Out. Not In and Out Burger, just In and Out. But yeah, In and Out was always a really cool song. I've always loved the guitar solo. Matter of fact, there are 2 other guitar solos I love on this list. But yeah, In and Out is a really cool song, another underrated 90s Van Halen song. So yeah, it comes in at number 8. So coming in at number 8 is In and Out. The drums are cool on that song also, I'd like to mention. Coming in at number 7, this has another guitar solo that I really love a lot. Coming in at number 7 is The Dream Is Over. Another underrated song. I've always loved the guitar solo on there. It kind of reminds me In a way, it kind of reminds me of a slow version of Ice Cream Man, but not in the right key. If you know what I'm saying, like the tempo is slowed down compared to Ice Cream Man from the debut album. But The Dream Is Over, I've always really liked, and it was one of the underrated songs from that album. So coming in at excuse me, coming in at number 7 is The Dream Is Over. Coming in at number 6, now this one is another guitar interlude, and it could have been at the bottom, but I've always been a huge fan of this guitar interlude. I've always loved it a lot. Coming in at number 6 is 316. I've always loved this song. And this is about Eddie's son Wolfgang, because Wolfgang was born in he was born the same year this album came out, and this guitar interlude was about him, and it's a really great guitar interlude. It's on an acoustic guitar. It's a really beautiful guitar interlude, in my opinion. So coming in at number 6 is 316. All right, top 5. Coming in at number 5, I'm gonna go with the closer that closed this album off, Top of the World, which is another really great song. This was always a great closer for me, and this is a pretty big hit for the band also. Pretty big 90s hit for the band. And, I remember listening to this song when I was younger. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I still do. So, Top of the World has always been a favorite of mine, so it comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 5, Top of the World. Coming in at number 4, this is a song I've always loved. I've always loved the tempo. I loved Sammy's vocals. I loved, Alex Van Halen's drumming. I loved everything about this song. Coming in at number 4 is Pleasure Dome. And I've always really enjoyed the song a lot. It's always been a favorite of mine. And pretty fast song. I've always enjoyed it. And Eddie's guitar on the song is awesome. And it's another underrated Van Halen song. So coming in at number 4 is Pleasure Dome. All right, the top 3. Coming in at number 3. Now, if you had asked me a few years ago, this would have been low. Only because of one thing. And back in the day, I was not a fan of the power drill thing that that Eddie used on the guitar. Of course, we're talking about the opener of the album, Pound Cake. Well, I've always loved this song. The power drill kind of bugged me in the beginning, though. But I still like it a lot. I like this song a lot. And and the guitar solo on the song is another one that has a great guitar solo. I've loved the guitar solo on this song, and it's just really cool. It's just a really great guitar solo, cool for the '90s also, and this is a great intro to represent. They're really going back to their roots. No synthesizers, kind of like from the first 2 albums. No synthesizers, but Eddie still played piano on some songs in the '90s. So coming in at number 3 is Pound Cake. Coming in at number 2, this is another underrated song that I've always loved, Judgment Day. Probably somewhere in my top 50 favorite Van Halen songs, I'm not sure. Number 1 is in my top 20, but number 2 is Judgment Day. And I've always loved Judgment Day. It's been one of my favorite Van Halen songs. And I've always loved Sammy's vocals in the song. One of my favorite vocal performances from him. I love the guitar in it. I love everything about the song. That's why it's at number 2. So coming in at number 2 is Judgment Day. Great bass on there also. But number 1, what's missing? The big hit from the band, the biggest '90s hit that they've ever released. I mean, not that they had that many, but this is without a doubt my favorite song off of this album. Coming in at number 1 is Right Now. This is a really big hit for the band, and it's still played to this day. I have always loved this song. I love the piano intro that Eddie does. I love the lyrics. I love the chorus. I love Sammy's vocals. Again, one of my favorite vocal performances from him. I really love I love the drumming on the song. Alex Van Halen does a great job. The bass on there is awesome from Michael Anthony. So yeah, right now for me it's a perfect song. I've always loved it, and I remember hearing this a lot on the radio, even before Eddie passed away. Matter of fact, I remember hearing some other songs on here. I remember hearing Judgment Day. I think I heard Pleasure Dome and Top of the World. 316 they played. They played Dreams Over, In and Out. I think that was it. And maybe Man on a Mission. I'm not sure, but here's my list. I hope you guys can see that. So yeah, that was for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, the first '90s album from Van Halen, and a really really good album, pretty strong. I remember loving most of the stuff that was on there, and I still love most of the stuff from this album today. And this album has aged a lot well for me. So that was for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be recording um, Balance, which is their next album, and the final album was Sammy Hagar. They only made 4 albums together, which I'm just gonna say right off the bat, never really was a huge fan of the album. Spoiler alert. So you'll get more of that tomorrow, hopefully. And then after that, we only have 2 albums: Van Halen 3 and Different Kind of Truth. And we rank the studio albums and then the album covers. And yeah, you're gonna be hearing my opinions on Van Halen 3, but we'll get there when we get there. You probably know what I think about it if you know me personally. But anyway, that was it for today. Hopefully, Balance will come out tomorrow. Please leave a like, comment if you want, view my videos, and of course, subscribe. Thanks for watching this video, guys. This has been Halbuska, signing off. Stay safe, take care.